That's not.
And it produces acetaminophen in the leaves.
Alrighty, y'all ready to get started?
Yes.
Sweet. Alrighty, so just a little recap. You guys have gone through the town, encountered some interesting aggressives, saved a child and his mother, treated her for injuries, and had a head-to-head with Felth and the Imperial General. Come to a consensus and started the war games. But before that, our two intrepid adventurers took a detour with the Queen and decided that should things go south, you wouldn't want to be directly in the middle of it. So y'all took off and headed with the Colloquoid Queen in tow towards the city and into the gathering darkness of night towards the city to figure out your next move.
So you're telling me, in case things go south, we won't be winning.
Consensus is a bit of a strong word.
Alrighty,
Consensus implies that they both agree.
Well,
Do you agree?
Agree that what?
well, y'all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So y'all both ran for it. Y'all both took off. Y'all.
We didn't run away. We thought our skills
You
were
advanced
useful elsewhere.
Exactly. So y'all went to a place. Y'all went to someplace that was not here. That would be better. All right. So
Where do you want to go? Anywhere but here.
So you guys are taking the Colloquoid Queen in tow, heading in a northerly direction through the alien slums. What would y'all like to do?
Can we see that map again?
Sure. So, I know it's a crappy map, but I apologize. Alright, y'all have made it to about here on the edges, and as far as y'all are concerned, y'all are just making your way north through the alien slums up towards the that once was a nicer district, but is now kind of burned out and kind of gone through a little bit much warfare. Y'all are heading towards that in the direction toward the spaceport and the Imperial Garrison.
Which are we going to?
Well, okay, so we are kind of like here-ish?
Kind of
in
here,
the center of the
yes,
slums? Okay.
exactly.
And how long do you think it would take us to get to like that intersection?
It would take you several hours, and it's almost nightfall. It's about an hour before nightfall.
Are any of us
It's kind
cursed?
of going towards dusk. Say
Are,
what?
Are any of us cursed?
Cursed?
Yeah.
Depends.
It's actually a
Are you cursed?
wonderful night to have a curse.
Oh,
believe it or not.
Yes. Are you
it doesn't
cursed?
matter then. Who cares?
Are either one of you cursed?
Who cares?
It's
a wonderful
night.
night.
Then awesome.
Do you even get the reference?
I do not.
Castlevania
It's a
2.
Castlevania.
Well, I apologize.
That was their loading screen, was what a terrible night to have a curse, and then it
Horrible.
fades. Horrible.
Not just
I
terrible.
never played it
I'm just
myself.
rolling in the references right now.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Going from
Okay, so it is me, it is Yerk, Sax, and the Colloquoid Queen, correct? Okay, so how long has it been, how long have we been traveling? We left when the war games started, correct?
You guys left about half an hour before the war games got really started. They
Okay.
kind of were collecting things, getting people and materials together to get the war games started. And before all that went down, y'all left.
Okay, so we've been walking about half an hour.
All right. Did you have a
No, we
question,
weren't
Tigger?
walking.
Okay.
We were-
Where
Uh,
are we?
Which one is
Don't-
your, which one is Sax?
Sax.
Sax, Yerk.
If y'all would like to, y'all can describe your
Brandon.
characters and your
I'm not in this.
and your characters, just really quick, just for general reference.
Speaking
I'm Sax, which is short for Soul Saxon. I'm a Holovid star. I'm completely out of my element. That's all you need to know for now.
What's your species?
Human.
Hair color,
Human.
roughly.
That's a good question. I actually don't know.
I kind of imagine
We'll
him with
we'll
black
say-
hair.
If you want,
I'll
we
say
can
black.
black hair. Excellent.
Wow.
And
I like
you are.
I'm Yerk Tai. I am a Nagai. They're kind of like, they're very humanoid. Just kind
guy.
of, they're kind of a little like.
They look
they're
like
lanky.
skinny Lobos.
Pretty much, they're pale, lanky.
If you know who
black
Lobo
hair.
is from DC Comics.
New 52 Lobo or original?
Looks more like New 52 Lobo, actually, because they're all really skinny.
I love
Gotcha.
this group.
Anyway, so tall, lanky, and I'm kind of the pilot-y, kind of talk your way out of things kind of guy.
He's Han Solo with less shooting.
Kind of palish
A little
black
bit,
hair.
yeah.
And without a big furry sidekick.
It's true. I have no
Okay.
30 seconds.
Instead, he's got a big
Okay,
reptoid insectoid
I
kind
don't
of
want
side.
one. Don't eat them.
How quickly?
Can
Unless his sidekick more just like the pet of the group?
kind of.
The queen is not my sidekick. The queen is.
Y'all kind of just picked
The queen's our mascot.
Spirit
Yeah,
animal.
kind of the spirit animal
Guiding
so
us.
far.
Roll
Alrighty.
spirit guide.
Alrighty. As y'all have been traveling, y'all have been walking through the alien slums, and as y'all go, y'all notice that there's not a whole lot of activity. There's actually seems to be kind of abandoned. This entire section of the city seems kind of bereft of individuals inhabiting it. So-
Bereft. Good word.
Can't say I'm entirely surprised after what they just had to go through.
At the very least, I'm assuming a lot of people are over by whatever.
Yeah, they're about to watch the freaking gladiator match.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably so. Also, there was like a hit squad that came through here and just tried to burn everyone
Oh
to
yeah.
death.
There's been
so,
warfare going on. Whatever.
Yeah, that has a
Secondary.
tendency to evacuate people. Or
Mercenaries
just kill
death.
them.
Well, exactly. Evacuate.
Mercenaries and death, but
Evacuate
but
them
from
from the
the look around, there doesn't look,
Evacuate.
from the looks of the alien slums, there doesn't seem to have been a whole lot of fighting or burning. It's just there was not a whole lot there to begin with. There's just
Oh, yeah.
it's just not it's just
There's
not
that too.
it's not a very nice part of town. It actually looks kind of ramshackle and underkept. Yeah, pretty much, kind of not. And it's the most of the warfare, the fighting, and the burning happened in the northern part of town, in the human section, sort of as the area that would see most of the fighting.
Classic sci-fi. Humans, non-humans.
Humans,
Inhumans.
non-humans. Yeah, you get there.
Inhumans. Oh wait, that's Marvel.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Alrighty, so gentlemen, how y'all proceed
All right. Well.
With my dice, or two.
with your dice? How y'all proceed? Would y'all like to keep walking? Would y'all like to converse with the queen? What
I'm
would
not.
y'all like to
I'll
do?
shut up.
Let's. Okay.
Actually,
Leighton, how about
you remember that surprise?
Not surprised.
We can talk to the queen about what happened with.
Oh! Oh really?
Keep that handy. It depends on what happens. Just keep it handy. All right. You know what I'm talking about, but gentlemen, what would y'all like to
I
do?
don't want to.
Relax.
So we can talk to the queen
Okay, I can no
about
longer complain
how-
about your poker face. I just shattered.
Yeah, I want to talk to Queen at the very least to catch breath because we weren't walking, we were
crap, I
running.
didn't know
We were
Well,
running, yeah.
Well,
I'm down the condition track because I
But-
failed the.
True,
Yeah.
but it wasn't that far of a run, and to tell you the truth, you're just not that in shape. But you
Exactly.
I need you to roll a d20 and add your condition modifier, just really quick, just for my own edification.
Condition modifier.
Four.
Okay.
Plus 2.
Plus 2? Yeah, you're still pretty winded. You're still pretty winded from that
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, let's talk to the Queen.
You're a little out of breath.
Okay, well let's talk to the queen. I have my mask on. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure. So
As far as I can remember, you had your mask. Did you
I
have?
haven't taken mine off.
You have not taken.
Yeah.
So y'all are both good to talk to the
I
Copper
thought
Queen.
so. Okay.
To my knowledge, the only ones that don't have any are Var and Kotan.
Yeah, because Var
Because
had
Var took it off because Mandalorian helmet. Because duh.
and Kotan.
And Kotan gave his to the medical droid.
So yeah, so that the droid could actually communicate with the Queen and get medical
Yes.
things happening.
Okay.
Alright, so what would you like to say?
Oh, sorry.
Not so good.
So, all right. Excuse me, Queen. Quick question while we take a breather here. I couldn't help but notice whenever you were talking to the Golden Colloquoid that you something happened while you were talking to him. The gold left his skin and only his eyes remained that way. What happened, if I may ask?
I do not know. He seems to be, she kind of cringes, aggressive for a non-queen. This is, she pauses, awkward,
Aggressive, huh?
very aggressive.
Aggressive in what way?
He,
Coming on to her.
that too.
That's
That's his
he
job.
he is leading.
Queen, I couldn't help but
He is
notice.
not, hang on a second. He is not a queen, and he is leading. This is strange.
Well, I mean,
for
if he
our
went through the
species.
operation, he could be a queen.
No. Wrong sci-fi.
Interesting. So his interaction with you it seemed to make him weaker, do you think?
It seemed to make him, she cocks her head to the side, agitated.
Agitated. Interesting.
He seemed not himself.
Okay, what do you think, Zach?
For those who weren't there, the golden colloquoid who has been manipulating all the events and manipulating our party throughout this entire exchange, at that time split into what looked like golden section and colloquoid section, with the only golden parts remaining being the eyes, and it had a self-conflict as in an argument with itself, kind of Gollum Smeagol style. Yes, I will. No, I won't.
Prevailing theory is that the colloquoid host was arguing with the Sith Lord that had taken it over. But that has not been confirmed by GM because he shouldn't be confirming it, because that would be spoilers!
That would be spoilers. But that is a theory. So.
What do you think, Sax?
He said he's not. Oh, sorry. You said he's not acting like himself.
She walks over and starts petting you on the head.
So, what does he normally act like?
She turns to her retinue of little colloquoid followers who have been quietly following this entire time. The males usually follow. They do not lead. Usually.
You got that right.
Well, with this species, it's quite literal because the queens are much bigger and more dominant.
They're ant-like.
Insects!
Insects. Well, not quite bees, more ants.
But it's more fun to say.
Aunts and uncles. Gotcha.
Gotcha. Alright,
Yeah, she got me with
so
that one.
the queen turns to the two of you. What shall we do now?
Alright, well, judging from Sax's, frankly, compromised status, why don't we try and think of a way to get to the base a little bit more quickly? So I'm going to do a perception check to see what there is around us that we can possibly use for transportation.
Excellent.
Lo and behold, a star yacht. It looked really, really hard, you guys.
Look, a common
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Was Deadpool here?
It's getting dark, and it looks kind of, it looks bereft of human and alien habitation. And there's a couple of broken metal pieces, but you don't see anything that looks like a vehicle. Would you like to roll?
Sure.
Please. Roll for perception.
Oh, 20.
Natural 20.
Dang it. Yeah.
You notice that you and the colloquoid queen, y'all stop to take a breather in the middle of what looks like, to you, a giant spiral.
The giants. Wait, what?
Praise Helix.
No. Oh no, wrong spiral. This spiral has scales.
Wait, what?
This spiral has scales. It seems to have embedded itself in the ground and is in a spiral. Y'all are standing in the middle of it.
Praise Helix?
This is not Helix.
I would like to get out of this spiral.
You notice.
Indeed.
You also notice.
Why does the ground
this
move?
creature? This is a creature.
Okay, good.
You notice that
Big
this
sea
is,
serpent that
this,
breathes fire.
This looks like
I'm
to be
making
a
a very
serpent
bold
that has seemed
Leviathan
to
or
have embedded itself in the
fucking
ground,
Leviathan.
and it seems to have enlarged sections of it, like it has recently eaten in certain areas of it, and it seems to be sleeping.
Guys, I don't see anything. You guys see anything?
He sees nothing. The colloquoid queens
What? What are you talking about?
sees nothing. Natural one of first natural
The
one.
colloquoid queen goes blind.
Okay, so I see it now.
You now see it.
'cause
You-
he
would
showed
you-
me.
And the colloquoid queen's looking at both of you and looking down.
So like what's the radius we're looking at here?
The colloquoid queen is approximately 2.5 stories tall.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is half as wide around as she is tall,
Okay.
and is buried in a circle that just goes round and round throughout the entire street.
Okay. So I'm going to so I'm gonna kind of pick a safe place outside of the spiral,
Okay.
and I'm going to stealth. I'm gonna attempt to stealth.
You're going to roll for
Roll
stealth?
for stealth,
Awesome,
yes.
awesome.
And I got a 25.
25. Nice. Very nice indeed.
I would suggest that the other two join me.
I have like.
You carefully tiptoe your way what looks like in between the embedded segments, and just manage to carefully pick your way outside.
Okay. Now your turn.
So I'm guessing it was a sleeve. It's probably not the hardest stealth check, but I only have a 5.
You got a 5 on your
Five
Not
total?
a 5 for my skill.
Oh no, that's your bonus.
That's on my bonus.
Yeah, you need
That's
to
your
You
roll.
can still roll though.
That's your bonus.
I only have an 8.
You can stay there if you like.
You can stay there if you'd
You can
like.
just remain on this sleeping creature forever.
Yeah.
He's not on top of it.
This
He's
is the
in the
credit
middle of
sequence.
its coiled
Sax is still
presence.
standing on
in
his-
the middle
Okay.
of its quilt.
Well, we had to walk into it
section.
at some
All right, just to give y'all and the idea of what's going on, y'all are in the middle of a dirt street.
Mhm.
The Gallicoid Queen is standing right next to you, and y'all are in the middle of a circle which has coiled sections just going round and around and around until it reaches the outside of the streets, covering both sides. You have steps to the outside of this coiled section. You and the Queen are in the center.
So it's about 1.25 stories wide. Any idea how long it is?
Y'all have no idea.
What's
Y'all-
it's that
it's just
circle,
it's just
yeah.
wrapping.
Sorry, I should.
No, that's okay. It's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate
Did you
question.
take like knowledge
Yes, but
of
I
life
don't
sciences?
think
or
No, I have
You have
It's not
knowledge,
yet.
giant snakes.
I have is it technology?
It is. You notice. Okay, who
Is
rolled?
it,
You rolled
is
a
it
natural.
bureaucracy?
You rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, perception.
Are you trained in life sciences, nature?
No.
What are you trained in, knowledge-wise?
Bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy. You have never seen this.
I was about to say,
You have
probably
no-
film history?
But,
Social sciences.
but
have a
Social
since you,
science.
since you rolled a natural 20, you notice that it looks snake-like.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Good job, Leighton. It's a coiled serpent-like thing, and it's snake-like.
Oh.
He's unfortunately not trained in natural science.
I know.
So y'all start talking about holovids. He's your man, but
I'm just story.
so what would,
Let's go.
what would you like to do, man? This thing is big and it's dangerous looking. What would you like to do?
I don't think the situation would improve if I just stay. So.
All right, the
Yes.
Gallicoid Queen is
Oh.
gonna try to leave.
Okay.
She makes it.
Ooh, come on, Sax.
What she does is she motions to her little minions, or her little colloquoid males. They climb on top of her, and she very carefully, very gingerly steps in between each segment, and finally makes it over to the other side, breathing obviously a sigh of relief. Just getting to the other side, and she motions to you quickly to come over.
Okay, I'm going.
Go for it.
Okay, 16 plus 5.
16 plus 5. That's a 21.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You rolled a 25.
Yes.
Your roll fails.
Whoa.
That's a high DC.
That is a high DC.
How did we get in it in the first place? We were just walking.
Y'all walked over a section of it. You carefully make it over, but you don't quite make over just one of what looks like a protruding spike,
That's a 2.
and you just hit it just enough, and it starts moving.
Run away!
What would you like to do?
Do you have your backup ready?
I think probably. I want to say book it, but I don't know where to book it to.
You could look at towards them.
Anywhere but here.
Yeah, you just book it towards us.
At this point,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
take-
hear the humming of what sounds like speeder bikes.
What?
Speeder bikes. You hear this humming of speeder bikes. And at this point in time, what looks like a snake with a couple of spikes coming from the back of, pointing towards the back of its head, rears up and looks at you. It flickers its tongue out. This
Don't
tongue is
move.
roughly about the size of your arm.
It can't see you if you don't move.
They aren't
know
raptors.
Sheen, that theory's been disproven. Oh.
Run, girl! Run,
It starts circling towards you, coming in closer and closer.
I think it can see you. It can smell
Yeah.
you. It can
Okay,
smell you, in fact.
okay.
He has just been running, so.
Yeah, it's not like.
Yeah,
I'm, I'm looking for something alternative to do right now because I don't think I'm going to outrun it.
You might not.
Can it talk? Is it
Okay.
You would
intelligent?
try.
What language? Is there a snake language?
There,
Suizong.
I don't
Wait,
have
does it
that.
have eyes?
it has eyes.
Okay.
big ones.
Is this thing just a giant
As
snake?
a not yet.
It's a giant. It looks to y'all like
It's a giant
snake.
something.
It's a giant snake from what it looks like, with spikes on the side of its head.
Mega snake.
It's,
God, that
it's a
movie
mega
was
snake.
All right,
That movie
I'm
was
gonna
terrible.
take out my
That movie
pistol.
was so bad.
I'm gonna take out my pistol, kind of hide it behind me just in case. And
Okay.
What is the snake gonna see you drawing a gun and be like, no, you don't?
I don't know if it's intelligent or not. I don't know how intelligent.
Find out.
That's what
Alright.
I'm trying to do.
At this
And
point, y'all hear
Okay,
the
okay,
spear
okay.
bites get
No, I'm not involved. I'm here. Shut up.
What would you like to do? The snake is distracted by this noise. What would you like to do?
I'm slowly back up,
You slowly back up.
taking the cloak off from around my neck.
Alrighty.
It is in my hands.
Alright, you take off your cloak and put it in your hands. Right now, 5 speeder bikes round the corner, and one of them, led by a familiar, heavily armed Kalish, yells, "We found him!" And they just go running straight towards it, guns blazing. And there are a couple other species on these bikes. One looks to be a rather large Wookiee with a blaster rifle. One looks to be a Zabrak with an interesting looking harpoon gun. And what looks to be one with... Describe your character.
Oh, he's Fiorin. If y'all don't know what that looks like, it's a large. He's a large blue humanoid, just shy of 7 feet, with kind of Davy Jones style tentacles for hair. No
Can you dig
nose.
it?
And he is carrying a large sword
Oh,
in
one of those
both
guys.
hands.
Mm-hmm.
So he has them both drawn right now.
Hmm?
He's not hanging onto a speeder bike, he just draws both his swords.
Oh, I kind of. No. Sorry, I forgot. It's still on the speeder bike. So yeah, it's
It's
still in. The sword is still in its sheath.
So you have your swords sheathed.
Yes.
Alrighty.
No.
Like the blue things on Mass Effect, but like big and tall.
Yeah.
Asari have human-like faces.
Alright.
Those,
Pretty
have,
human-like.
those are fairly human.
Alrighty.
Doesn't
The
have a
snake,
nose.
the snake and the guys on the
Doesn't
speeder
have
bikes
noses.
just initiate in what looks like a knockout, drag-out fight, with the speeder bike gentlemen trying to keep their distance, shooting it with blaster pistols, and your character, what would you like to do with him?
Oh, I dismount the speeder bike and hold the sword high over my head and run straight at its head.
I find
Bringing out what
cover.
looks like a giant dire sword, he jumps straight at the snake and embeds it straight into his scales. Roll and attack.
Okay, I will. Oh my god.
Would you like to force point that, my friend?
You can roll
No,
for
I
it if you
actually I
like.
don't even have to force point. I have a talent that lets me reroll.
Nice.
Sweet.
Okay.
Significantly better.
That's a good
So-
feel better.
Okay. So what's its reflex defense and does a 24 hit?
24 hits.
He doesn't have to
Okay.
tell you it's reflex defense. He just has to tell you if it hits or not.
True.
Yeah. You're right. He doesn't.
It's all good. It's
In
all
fact,
good.
it's more fun
They
for
have
you to
its
figure
full
it out.
attention.
Huh?
They have the serpent's full attention.
Oh, this thing is distracted as hell.
I want to run away.
You work it.
I'm kind of like finding cover, like on the side buildings.
Nice, nice. And the queen is just with you. She's just ducking behind you at this point. Completely confused, not knowing what's going on. Alrighty, how much damage can you roll with that sword? Because you hit it.
Let's see. I can do. Hang on. Let me. Oh, do you want to just know the maximum amount of damage that I can possibly do, or?
No, I just want you to do an attack roll. Roll both your dice.
Okay. So that's 8 and 8 again. So that's 25 damage.
25 damage?
Yes.
Impressive. You swing at it and you cut straight through the scales and the spine, and you dig straight into this giant thing's flesh, and it just starts profusely bleeding all over the place. The General Bolian hits. The Wookiee misses. And the Zabrak hits straight on.
Who's the familiar face? I completely forgot.
General Bullion, the
Kalish.
Khalid.
The
Kalish.
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 General.
Kalish!
Yeah, he's the heavily armed Kalish who sent you.
The fake Republic general.
Yeah, pretty
What's
much.
he doing back here?
That's
Apparently hunting snakes!
Alright, this thing.
Saving your ass.
This thing has now sustained
Shut that door.
23 points of damage from the newcomers, and how much from, and 25 from you?
25, yes.
So, between the two of you, y'all have done 8 points of damage to this big ass snake, and the snake,
Big ass snake.
yep, the snake decides that he doesn't want to stick around, and he bolts for it. So he starts running away from these newcomers with their speeder bikes.
Bleeding profusely.
Bleeding profusely. He's leaving quite the red trail. What would y'all like to do?
I actually have to go. I am
Aw.
terribly sorry. This is like really bad timing. but
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
well,
not
could
the
you
snake.
briefly describe what your character would do in this situation, and we can carry that out real quick?
Oh yes, I turn towards you. And you. Begging your pardons. Was that your quarry? Terribly sorry. I know it's rude to cut in, but we've been hunting that beast for a while. It's gosh, that thing's been eating up a lot of profits.
It's Australia.
Yeah, he's Australian.
Spice Australia.
Australian mark.
Spice Brisbane, more specifically.
Well, as this conversation is going on, the rest of the group on speeder bikes are still harrying at it. This thing is making very good time, and it starts just disappearing off through the slums, knocking into buildings and just making quite a path as it just books it straight away from you guys. What would y'all like to do?
You know, we were chasing that for a while, but considering how much work you put into it, you can have it. It's fine. We'll just go on a day.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Good luck.
I bow slightly towards each of you in turn.
Would you,
Plus, it's
would you like to chase it?
Hmm?
Would you like to chase it?
yes, I think that's a good way to get me out of this scene for now.
Alrighty,
Yes,
and he
I-
takes off with his giant sword after the snake.
Okay.
No, excuse me.
Just leave his
Get back here!
Would you like to take your speeder bike, or are you just going on foot?
Can I catch it on foot?
Probably not.
I'll go on foot.
Awesome.
Wait a minute.
He takes after it on foot, booking it with.
He's in it for the hunt!
Yeah.